Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alista Dayhawk, and tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Gacha episode 23, the continuation of the Valentine's Day episode. So, Weird Sister number 3 ends up fusing herself and two Chemys together to become a hideous new looking malgam, and she blasts Hotaro away. Not enough to demorph him, but you see sparks flying, and Spanner and Kudo, fight her for a little bit, and then we see both riders holding on to Weird Sister number 3 and telling Hotaro like, hey, this is the right time. Do the thing. So he ends up transforming into Fire Gacha, and this is where he unleashes, his rider kick. But unfortunately, Weird Sister number 3 dodges it and escapes. And Hotaro, was like, oh, my mantis Chemy, I hope he's gonna be okay. I'm worried about him, blah, blah, blah. And Kudo just tells him, hey, we have bigger fish to fry right now because you have Zyukun up in the roof, powering up this heart while you are worrying about your mantis. And then you see Renge and this girl named Yua. And Renge was like, wait, before we go up there, she has something to tell us. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we go to the opening credits where off screen, she pretty much told everybody about, whatever. And this is where Spanner, this is the last time we ever see Spanner in this episode, because Spanner is like, oh, so it's Zyukun. Okay, so you guys can handle it from here. I am leaving. And Hotaro's like, hey, mate, why are you leaving? And Renge was like, what, forget him. No, just leave him. Let him go. And the Alliance goes up to the roof, and Zyukun stops powering up the heart for a little bit. And you have the Alliance asking Zyukun, hey, why are you doing this? And this is where he gives them the answer. The reason why he's doing this is because he wants to spread love and happiness to everybody in the world. And he wants to bring world peace. And when he mentioned world peace, I was like, Keiwa, I bet Keiwa would be so proud of this guy because he mentioned world peace and he's attempting to, do world peace and all that stuff. But his methods it's a big no-no. Keiwa will be like, okay, I get it, but your way is bad. Imagine, it would have been a cool cutscene where when Zyukun mentions world peace, and then we get into this cutscene where Keiwa is in his police uniform and be like, huh? Did someone mention world peace? What's going on here? That would have been a funny / cool cameo. But nah, it didn't happen, obviously. And so we get to see this weird looking, this glimpse of Zyukun's master plan. You see a group of people all emo and depressed, and then you see hearts flying, and next thing you know, these people are all happy and giddy, and all that good stuff. But this is where the kids burst his bubble, because he was unaware, apparently, because Kudo told Zyukun, you cannot do this. We get it, but your power has a nasty drawback, which is your powers will suck people's life force, and these people will die once their life energy is, ran out. And of course, Zyukun is in disbelief. He's in shock, which I find it weird because I'm like, you didn't know that you were an energy vampire, Chemy? Like, I'm a little bit confused here, but seeing that look on his face, he was like, wait a minute, my power sucks the life of someone. I thought it brings people love. And so so every time he uses his power, the energy of someone will be drained. And so he's in disbelief. And then next you know, you have Renge and Yua show up on the roof. And this is where we get this flashback where you see Zyukun in his Chemy form. And then all of a sudden, for a mysterious reason, he ends up turning himself into a human. We don't know how. It just happened. And then you see Zyukun's face. It looked like he hasn't eaten all day, hasn't slept. And then we hear someone crying, a woman crying. And Zyukun decides to follow the sound, which leads to Yua. Yeah, Yua. And apparently she got dumped from her boyfriend. And this is where Zyukun helped her and told her that, hey, you deserve happiness, you deserve to be happy, and gives her a flower and does the Zyukun power that he does, and asked her, hey, you want to join me and spread love and joy? And the rest is history. And then this is where Zyukun realizes the truth, because we get a flashback of what happened in the last episode where you see Yua, fainting, and this is where he realized that, hey, what the kids are telling him are true, and this is where he goes on a mental breakdown. Like, he's in disbelief that his power could be, this deadly. And he's like, oh, I can't believe it. This is not what I intended to do. I just wanted to bring people love and happiness. I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to suck people's energy. And he goes on a mental breakdown. And you see the heart in the sky, breaking, because, both the heart and Zyukun are linked. And you see him breaking. And then this is where Hotaro uses a new combo, and it protects everybody from the shattered glass that's falling from the sky. And he tries his best to calm Zyukun down, but he is still going on a mental breakdown. And then to make matters worse, here comes Weird Sister number 3 and tells him, hey, I believe in your dream. And she has a weird way of showing it, because she used her magic to create golden chains to tie Zyukun up, which activates his magic beam to go up to the heart. It repairs himself, and it keeps on growing and growing. And the reason why number 3 wants Zyukun's plan to succeed is because, for that very reason, that once it bursts and all the hearts are, flying around and pretty much attaching people and being all happy and giddy, their life energy gets drained, which means, all of Tokyo will have a zero population, and Zyukun will be, in her words, be the ultimate Chemy. And then when that happens, she will fuse herself with it and she will become the ultimate malgam. And yeah, that's her plan. And this is where Kuro was like, look, Zyukun's heart is in the right place. What he is doing is wrong, though. But you know what? Again, his heart is in the right place, and I'm here to stop you. And we get to see her new form called the Moon Cerberus. And briefly, you see her whipping some ass so easily too. And I find it strange because earlier in the episode, you see number 3, kicking ass, all 3 riders. And now here, it's like, no, it's like, Kuro has a new form now, and she easily beats up number 3. So as the girls are fighting each other, you see Hotaro transform into the T-Rex form because he's trying to break the chains. Unfortunately, number 3 stops him. And this is where we get to the scene where Hotaro tries to reach out towards Zyukun and telling him, just to sum it all up, look, what you did was wrong, but I know that your intentions were noble and good. Your heart is in the right place. Please, if you want to keep following in this path of bringing people happiness and joy, please come join me because we have similar dreams. Please don't give up. And because of that speech, Zyukun managed to break his chains and he joins the alliance. And so with Zyukun's power, Hotaro used his card onto the ex-Gachaberg and its power to negate the Chemy's malice. Because as he sliced number 3, not only she couldn't move, but the Chemys were all love-struck, canceling the malice. And this is where Kuro uses her final attack along with Hotaro and defeats number 3 once and for all and sets free the 2 Chemys. And this is where number 3 was like, I'm not going to forget this. I'm humiliated again, but I'll be back. You'll see. I'll get my revenge. And so she retreats, and we get to see Zyukun, returning the people's energies back, and officially joins the alliance because you see Hotaro sticking out his hand towards Zyukun, and he replied in kind. And this is where we get to see him and Yua one last time. And it's sad, it's very sad, but, there is a good ending, so bear with me on that. So after that, after Zyukun said his goodbyes to Yua, we go back to the academy with a defeated number 3, and the master is displeased after his latest defeat, and you would think that he will go ballistic towards number 3 after, bestowing her his powers. It's just, it didn't work. But he said, no, it's fine. It doesn't matter because I have a new plan. Which he states that this plan will take away everything the heroes have. And we see this interaction between him and number one, who is holding the dread driver with a new copy card, and weird sister number one, who's been played like a 9-year-old, delivers them both to Miraro Sensei. So yeah, so he's gonna be the one to carry out the plan. And we see everybody with evil smiles on their faces. And then we get to the restaurant scene, which pretty much, Hotaro is jealous of Zyukun because Hopper 1 is in love with Zyukun. Kuro was like, I can't believe this. I mean, Hotaro, are you jealous of a Chemy? What's going on? And then you have Renge, who is still feeling the sting of embarrassment, after falling in love with the Chemy, like she's in disbelief. And then Savi was like, I'm glad because that means she's still on the market. So Savi has an interest in her. And I don't know how he's gonna do it, but we know that Sabi is interested in being with Renge. But, that's pretty much it on that. And then we move on to, well, not yet. I'm moving way ahead of myself here. So we cut back to Zyukun holding a flower and tells everybody that, well, just the audience, because he's not talking to everybody, to anybody in the restaurant, but he is talking, saying that I will follow my path, and I hope you follow yours, and that meaning, Yua's path, which leads to this happy ending, where you get to see Yua with her memory wiped, mind you, as nothing ever happened. She never met Zyukun. She is living her life, and next thing you know, you have the ex. He is crawling back to her, saying that, hey, it was a mistake to break up with you. Can we, get back together? And this is where Yua remembers something. She starts to remember this memory of this guy, Zyukun, telling her, everything that you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be happy, and, giving her the flower, the same flower that's on the book. And so we don't see him in his whole face at all, because remember, her memories are wiped out. So you see half a face, and her memory is all fuzzy, not in full color. But she remembers, someone telling her this in full complete sentences. And this is where she was like, yeah, about that. No, I'm not coming back to you. And she turns around and dubs him. And she is like, hopping with joy. And you hear the actor who played Zyukun, playing this song in the background. And yeah, good for her. And that's the end of the episode, guys. Wow, I mean, there's nothing much to say about this episode since it's just a continuation from the last episode. I feel bad for Zyukun. He thought that he was doing the right thing, but unfortunately, his execution was pretty bad. It's just, his heart was in the right place though. And now that he's in the Alliance's side, I think he will achieve his dream of bringing people love and happiness. Yua has finally moved on, and hopefully she can find someone who can love her back. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all I can say. The suit for the Moon Cerberus, it's pretty cool. I like her suit. Spanner, he just up and leaves. And Hotaro's being Hotaro, being jealous of and all, and just ugh. And the master's so pissed, but he will send down Minato Sensei to execute his new plan. And yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, so tell me, have you watched episode 23? If so, did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I have my notes in front of me in case I miss anything, because it happens sometimes, because even though I have my notes in front of me, I may have missed a couple of things. So if I miss anything at all, again, write in the comments below. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe, and I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!